So I want both of you to open your chat box wherein I have pasted few links. So first link is of syllabus link. You can check your syllabus on this link. In case you have not enrolled yet, no need to worry. You know the class days and timings and you can enroll for a particular batch that you can begin with your sessions. Yes, we are always ready to take up the feedback. So you can fill up this form and we'll get it. Yes, you can know about in detail for all best detail links. So you can check it on this link. In case you have any further queries, feel free to email us at support@olympiadsuccess.com or you can drop us a WhatsApp message on these two particular numbers. Yes, we will be going to go live on the Facebook. In case you find an internet glitch and you'll not be able to join us back via Zoom, no need to worry. You can watch this demo, which will be live on the Facebook. Okay. So now I would like to make you meet your mentor. His name is Abhinav Ashish. He's a wonderful mentor. His classes are very engaging and interesting. He is in teaching profession since so long, and she loved to teach kids like you. So over to you, Abhinav sir.
It, sorry, I was on mute. Okay. Hi everyone. Hello Soumya. Hello Panindra. I hope all of you are doing well. Okay. I'm Abhinav and I'm teaching lovely students like you since 8 years now. Okay. I love science. I don't teach science because I just have to teach like that. I actually love science. I am very curious. I hope all of you are also curious, right? When I was in, I remember when I was in seventh grade, eighth grade, I used to always wonder like how stuff works, right? Like how AC works, how fridge works, where is this cold coming from, right? How engine works, how is a car moving, and why do we move forward when we apply brake? So all of these things made me curious. That's why I always used to ask my teachers questions. Right now, how many of you ask your teachers questions in school? Tell me in chat box. Like anything you are curious. How many of you ask questions frequently to your teachers? Like teacher, tell me how this works, how this functions. Anyone? Parendra, Soumya, do you ask questions to your teachers? Yes or no? You must be curious sometimes, right? Like, okay, how does this thing work? I want to know. Because in my time, there was no Google. In my time, there was no Google. I used to annoy my teacher, like, teacher, tell me how this works. Right now, anything we find interesting, we can just, pull out our phones and we can type in and we can get all the answers. Anyways, uh, regarding my hobbies, I love sketching. I love swimming. I used to swim in national levels. Okay. I have a bronze medal also. I also like hiking. I love traveling. I hope all of you also must be having some wonderful hobbies and we can discuss them later. All right. Let me hand over to Pooja ma'am and she's going to show the dashboard and all. Okay.
Thank you so much, sir. So let me share my screen and we'll get into our presentation. All right, so I welcome both of you once again at the platform of Olympiad Success, wherein this is batch 2, as you already know, and you will be going to know about Olympiad Success. If you have joined our classes beforehand, you must be aware of it, that Olympiad Success is one of is India's largest preparation platform where we do offer school plus program that includes different subjects, mathematics, English, logical reasoning, communication, spoken and written, Vedic maths and coding. Yes, we do provide different classes for different boards for different grades, which is from grade 2 to 12 and from different boards and from different mathematics Olympiads also, that is SESMO, SEMO, HKIMO, TIM, math counts, and so on. Yes, you can meet our rank holders on the screen. They are kids like you only. So if you also want to become a rank holder, what do you have to do? Nothing much. You have to just spare every day extra 2 hours from your regular studies because obviously Olympiads are meant for more and more practice, right? So you should have an in-depth knowledge of particular topic, then only you'll be going to be quick while solving the questions in the Olympiad examination, right? What all you'll be going to get in this course? This will be a group session with around 20 sprints delivered by a Zoom platform through our seasoned tutors. Session will be 3 days per week. Days will be Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Timings will be 8 p.m. till 9:15 p.m. IST with 5 minutes of break. The session will include mix of theory, practice question, of course, doubt sessions, and practice of previous year papers. You will be going to get reading material, which I'll be going to show you soon on the dashboard. So these all are the links which will be related to your course. No need to worry, links have been pasted in the chat box. We'll again paste it in the chat box. So first link is of syllabus link. You can check your syllabus on this particular link. Fees for this course is 12,264 rupees. It is 55 session course. You can complete your payment process and you can join this batch. What all you need for classes? Just a laptop or desktop with good internet connection, good headphones for better audio clarity that you should not miss anything what your mentor is going to teach you, and good camera for better picture clarity. Your regular classes will be going to continue from April 29th, from coming week. And yes, in 2024, Olympiad Success had students for more than 5,000 schools across India and abroad. So yes, let me take you towards a platform now. So what you have to do, you have to enter this URL olympiadsuccess.com, wherein you will be directed towards this page. Over here, you will be going to log in through your registered email ID with which you will enroll with us. Okay, as of now, I am entering with one of our demo account. After logging in, you will get your profile test, check it. In case you find any error, you can just update it over there. All right. Moving forward, you need to click on live classes, wherein you will be going to get your entire material. Yes, we got it. Select your subject and of course topic. Okay, so over here you can see your schedule, holiday calendar, reading material, question papers, and answer keys. So in schedule, you will get the clarity in which session you will be going to cover which particular topic. Okay. So you can see test discussion days. That means after completion of every chapter, you will be going to get your mock test paper. And in coming session, you will be going to discuss that with your mentor along with your doubts in particular chapter. Okay. This is all designed to make you well prepared before your Olympiad exam. So in last, if you all can see, there are super classes. Super classes means you will be going to cover previous year papers. That is again for your practice. So yes, over here, holiday calendar, we don't want you to miss any of the session because already we do have festival holidays. So you can keep a check and you should attend your classes properly. Here is a reading material for your reference. So you can see your material, which is provided to you in detail. Okay. Moving forward with the question papers and answer key, that is again for your practice. So I am showing just one set. There are more sets also for you. So I recommend you to download your paper, solve it, and then check your answer keys. Don't check your answer keys parallelly, okay? Here are the answer keys. So once you have done, you can check your answers also, and then you can get back with your doubts to your mentor. Moving forward, you'll be going to get more practice, which is available under the section of worksheet. Select over here. Again, you need to select your subject. And here you'll get. For over here, you need to click on take exam and you can attempt your worksheet by reading all the instructions. Click on the tick box, start worksheet. Yes, here you can see that 25 questions. So let me select. Let's see how many of you know the correct answer. So read your first question. Send me the correct answer in the chat box. Correct, incorrect, whatsoever you know. Just send me in the chat box. Let's see how many of you know the answer. It's option A, B, C, D. Its lysosomes are the organelles that contain single layered membrane, double layered membrane, no membrane, none of the above. So what is the correct answer? I think we are getting our answers soon because I can see few fingers are moving. Okay, let's see single layered membrane option A and next. Okay, so this is how you have to attempt all your questions. Once you're done with all your questions, you can submit your worksheet. For that, click on finish button. Yes, I reviewed all the questions. So the best part of our platform is the moment you have done, you can check your performance parallelly. For that, click on performance button. Of course, you need to select your subject once again. And today is 22nd. I have attempted this worksheet, so I'll be going to click on view. So the answer was given by Soumya. So let's see whether it is correct or not. Whoa, good job. So Soumya, you know the correct answer. Yes, so here you can check your answers. Click on review button and your answer is correct. Okay. So yes, that's pretty much about it, that how you can have access of your material. Now we are open for the QA round. Before moving forward, you need to, of course, log out. And now we are open for the QA round. If anybody is having any doubt, need clarity, feel free to drop it in the chat box. We'll be happy to answer your each and every query. Okay, so Penendra Kumar Bisoy also has given the same answer. Good job, both of you. Good evening, Danvi. Welcome to you. So you will be on mute in demo class, but in upcoming sessions, you will be able to interact with your mentor freely, okay? So whatsoever you wanted to ask from us, and we will be going to ask from you, you need to use the chat box, all right? Any doubt, all of you three? Or shall we begin with the demo? Show me thumbs up on the screen if you are good to go for the demo. Along with that, inform me quickly what are your class days and timings. Then we'll hand over to your mentor immediately. What are your class days and timings? You have not seen the presentation carefully. All right, so here you go with the class days and timing. So your class days will be Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Timing will be 8 p.m. till 9:15 p.m. Okay. Dhanvi, please turn on your camera. So over to you, Abhinav sir.
Okay. All right, students, let us start off this wonderful session. Okay. Now, today we are going to be discussing regarding a very interesting topic that is called force. Okay. Which belongs to what? Physics, chemistry, or biology? Tell me. Chapter force. Which which branch of science does it belong to? Belongs to physics, right? Now, and yes, yes, Parendra, good job. Now, anybody can tell me what is physics? Like for example, biology, it deals with living things, right? It deals with living things, plants, animals, and stuff. Chemistry deals with chemicals, how they react with each other. Now, what does physics deal with? Anybody? I'll be sharing my screen, okay? Just tell me if my screen is visible to everybody or not. Is my screen visible to everybody? And what I'm writing, is it also visible? Right? Just give me thumbs up if it is visible. Okay, yeah. Thanks. Thanks, Om. Okay. Now, physics students, it deals with how physical objects they interact with each other. Okay. That is the meaning of physics. We live in a physical reality, physical world, right? Now, when we talk about, let me give you an example. Okay. Penendra, let's say, for example, if I ask you to, let's say, ride a cycle. I hope you know how to ride a bicycle, Penendra. Yes, just give me a thumbs up, okay? If you know it. All right, yeah. So what will happen if you brake suddenly? Let's say a dog comes in front of you. What will you do? Will you crash with the dog or you are going to be applying your brakes? You will be applying your brakes, right? So what will you feel? You'll feel like you are thrown forwards, isn't it? You'll feel like you're thrown forwards. Like if you are traveling in a car or a bike, okay, if an accelerator is pressed suddenly, you feel like you are falling backwards. So these things we are actually going to be studying here in physics. How objects react, how objects interact with each other. Okay. Now let's say, for example, if I throw a ball on the ground, Will the ball go on forever? If you throw a ball on the ground, will the ball go on forever? No, right? It is going to stop. It is going to come to a stop after a certain time. If you throw it with a huge amount of force, which we are going to be studying, what is force? Okay, I'm just linking up to it. Okay. Now, what makes the ball stop? Anybody can tell me? Simple questions we will discuss first, then we'll get to the main topic. What makes the ball stop? Why doesn't it always go forever and ever? What makes the ball stop? Okay, Soumya is saying gravity. But Soumya, gravity acts downwards, right? But I am throwing the ball horizontally. Gravity acts downwards, isn't it? It pulls, gravity is a force that we will study. It pulls objects downwards. I am throwing the ball horizontally. Okay, let me give you another example. This one will be better. Now, you have a ball. You are throwing that ball on a very rough surface and you are throwing that ball on a very smooth marble surface. The ball is going to stop first in which case? On the rough surface or on the smooth surface? Quickly. Easy question. Easy common sense question. Easy. You are throwing in a rough surface and smooth surface. So the ball will stop. Yes, Penandra is giving the correct answer. Yes, Soumya also has given the correct answer. Okay, so the ball will stop on the rough surface. On the smooth surface, it is going to go even further. There is a force called friction. Okay, when we rub our hands together, when we rub our hands together in winters, we feel the warmth becomes warm, isn't it? Like after years and years of using your same shoes, you must be seeing that the soles of the shoes they wear off, they become damaged. Why does it happen? Friction, force. What is force? Anyone can tell me what is force? So many examples we discuss right now. What is the meaning of force? What is force? Anyone? Simple, in simple language, whatever you have any idea, whatever you know, just tell me. I love curious students, students who are curious, who want to know how everything happens because I was myself curious when I was a kid. Okay. Anyone can tell me what is the meaning of force? Just in plain, simple language, what you think. We are not going into deep definitions and everything. Understanding is the key, students. Okay. In all our classes, okay, with me, with our, like, all the sessions that we're going to be having, we will first be focusing on in-depth understanding. Questions for later. If we understand everything clearly, then only we will be able to do the questions. Okay. All those, calculations and stuff, we'll do it later. So what is the meaning of force? Force means a push or a pull. Okay. Let's say this is Soumya. Okay. Let's say this is Soumya. All right. Now, there is a wall in front of Soumya. Okay. Soumya is going to push the wall. Can I say that Soumya is applying force on the wall? Yes, correct. Will I be correct? Okay, the wall is not obviously going to move. That we'll all again discuss later. But you are pushing. Pushing means applying a force. Okay. Similarly, if we have, okay, Soumya has already given the answer. Force is a push or a pull on an object. Yes, correct answer. Okay. Now let's say we have here. This is let's say a pen and paper. Okay. All right. Now he is pulling on a rope. This is a rope, and he's pulling on a rope. That means pull is also a kind of force. So this is also an example of force. This is also an example of force. So a push or a pull, push or a pull, both can be considered as force. Okay, we apply force. Clear, everybody? Anybody is having some questions? Anybody is curious? Any questions in your mind you want to ask? No? Okay, yes. Let's move forward. Penendra, with me until this point? Okay. Now let me share our slides with you. Okay, just give me a moment. I hope everybody is able to see my screen. Everybody, just give a thumbs up if you are able to see my screen. Are the slides visible? Okay, very good. Now, yes, as we have already discussed, the force is a push or a pull. Okay, when one object pushes or pulls another object, that is called as force. And we say that the object who is pushing or who is pulling is exerting a force on that other object. Let's say I have this pen, okay, in my hand like this. If I lift the pen, I'm applying a force. Okay. Now what happens if I drop the pen like this? Why is it coming downwards? If I drop something, why is it coming downwards? Tell me. Is there any kind of force, invisible force, which is acting on it? Anyone? Easy? Easy question? Yes. Gravity. Penendra, got it? So whenever we drop something, if I am lifting it, who is applying the force here? When I'm lifting something, I am applying force. I am applying force on the object. When I am lifting it, when I'm leaving it, now it is in the mercy of gravity. Gravity is an invisible force which is pulling every object downwards. Okay. Now, how do we measure this force? Now, we have something in physics called as units, units of measurement. Okay. Now, all of you must have studied regarding meter, centimeter, liter, grams. Okay. So why are they important? They are important because they are something called as physical quantities. Physical quantity, physics. Okay. Get my point? Physical quantity, which can be, wait, let me, physical quantities, which can be measured. Okay. What is your height, Pananja? What is your height? All of you type your heights in the chat box. Okay, 162 centimeters. All right. What about you? Danvi is saying, sir, there is some issue in my camera. Can I leave and join again? Of course. Okay. All right. Virendra has typed his height. What about you, Soumya? Soumya, what about your height? Do you know your height? No? Any guesses? Okay, you wrote 5'2". Okay, okay. Oh, sorry, sorry. I did not see it. Okay, now Virendra has written something 162 centimeters. But Soumya has written 5 feet 2 inches. Now, what is the difference? Like, is Soumya measuring something else? Or is Penendra measuring something else? You both are measuring your height, right? What we are measuring here? We are measuring the length of your body, length. How tall you are, that means you are measuring length. So to measure the length, we have two different units mentioned here. Actually, three different units. Okay. Soumya has written in feet and inches, whereas Penendra has written in centimeters. Like I am 5 feet 11 inches tall. Okay. I can write as 5 feet 11 inches, or I can also write it as 180 centimeters. Same thing. So there are different units. Okay. Kilograms. What do we measure kilograms with? Like kilograms we use to measure what quantity? What quantity we use? What physical quantity we use? Like we measure by using kilograms and grams. Soumya is writing weight. No. Again, one very important thing I will tell you. In physics, there is a difference between weight and mass. Okay? Kilograms, grams, these are units of mass, not weight. Okay? But in common languages in English and what is your weight? Okay, my weight is 75 kg. You will say your weight is 45 kg. No. Actually, you are telling your mass, not weight. Weight is a force. Okay? Weight is a force. Okay? That we apply on the earth. When we are standing on the earth, when we are standing on the ground, we're applying some force on the ground or not? Isn't it? Let's say if you will be standing on a piece of cardboard, will that cardboard stay okay? No, it will break. Okay. So that means you are applying some kind of force, right? So that force is called as the weight, okay? And mass is actually different. Mass is the amount of substance or the amount of matter which is present inside you, okay? Or the amount of matter in you is your mass. I'm taking your example, but mass means in, let's say, let's this pen's mass. Okay. How will I measure? Will I measure in kg or grams? Tell me. Easy, simple question. Grams, yes. Why? Because it is a smaller unit. I will measure this in grams. Okay. You yourself, your weight, sorry, your mass, you will measure in kgs. What about a truck's weight? Ton. The higher we go, the higher units we use. Similarly, for length, you are measuring your height in centimeters. How will you measure the distance between your house and your school? In centimeters, kilometers, because it is a big unit. Big distance, big unit. Bigger mass, kg, ton. Okay, similarly, volume, we use a liter. How many of you have eaten drink cup syrup, right? You take 2 ml, you take 5 ml, right? Medicine. Do you take liters of it? No, right? But you measure water bottle in liters. Okay, so bigger units we use for bigger physical quantities. So there are so many physical quantities. Let's say time. Okay, how will you measure time? Seconds we have. We have years, we have months. Big units for bigger time. Small units for smaller time. Let's say I'll ask both of you to, open your stopwatch and hold your breath. Okay, in what unit you will use? You will use seconds. Swami will say, sir, I can hold my breath for 30 seconds. Panandra will say, sir, I can hold my breath for 40 seconds, like that. Or 1 minute or 2 minutes. So small time for small units. Bigger time intervals for bigger years, months, and all. All right. Now, similarly, all of these things were discussed to give you some idea regarding physical quantities and how different units are used for those physical quantities. All right. Now, again, you both gave me information in different units. Okay. Now, what is SI unit? Why is it in SI unit? Is there some kind of other special unit other than kg or gram? Or is there some special unit? SI unit. Anybody has any idea about SI unit? What is SI unit? No, no idea. Okay, let me tell you. Now, imagine you go to some other state. Okay, let's say, where are you from, Soumya? You are from? Okay, let's say Penendra is from Vizag. Okay, now if Penendra visits Gujarat, will you be able to understand Gujarati? Penendra, tell me. No. If Soumya goes to, let's say, Tamil Nadu or Kerala, will you be able to understand Tamil or Malayalam? No. But everyone is able to understand English, right? Everybody is able to understand English. So scientists face this, dilemma. If everybody is using different units, different systems of measurement, there will be a lot of confusion. You know how we used to measure length? We used to use foot. Actually, right now also we are using foot, but it's a very old system of measurement. And you know what problem they faced? Because everybody's foot was different. My foot length will be this much, another foot length will be this much, or somebody very tall, his foot length will be different. So whose foot is correct? Whose foot we can take? You will say, no, this is 5 feet. No, I will say, no, this is 6 feet. Penendra will say, no, sir, this is 8 feet. So it will create a lot of confusion, right? So that is why we designed a system, international system of units. So that everywhere you go, you will say 1 meter here in India means 1 meter in US. Same as if you go to Mars also, 1 meter will be 1 meter only. Okay. So it will not change. That is why scientists came together to develop something called as a standard system of unit, international system unit. Okay, so SI unit is there for everything, like for physical, every physical quantity. SI unit for time is second. Okay, SI unit of length is meter. SI unit of mass is kg. Having some idea now why we are using standard system? Because if everybody will use different units, how will we understand, right? USA is still using imperial units. Imperial means old school units like foot, pound. Okay, then ounce as a unit of volume and mass. But everyone else, okay, we have developed a international system of units which will be accepted by everybody. It is used by all scientists. Okay, have you measured your temperature? Temperature units, Celsius unit, Fahrenheit unit. Generally, we are using Fahrenheit unit, right? 102. Okay, I have 102 fever. Means what? 102 degree Fahrenheit. Okay. Similarly, our body temperature is 37 degrees Celsius. Okay. So different units we have. But do you know what is the SI unit of temperature? Neither Celsius nor Fahrenheit. It is Kelvin. Have you heard about Kelvin? Kelvin is the SI unit of temperature. Scientists, they don't use Celsius. Scientists, they don't use Fahrenheit. They use Kelvin unit. It is SI unit because it is easier to calculate. That also you will be studying everything. Okay. Now, let us get back to our force. We are discussing, right? Discussing. So force SI unit is something called as a Newton. Okay. And the unit has been named after a famous scientist, Isaac Newton. Okay, there are some units like Celsius. Celsius is also a scientist name. Fahrenheit is also a scientist name. Okay, these were all scientists. Okay, Newton is SI unit of force. Okay, let's say for example, I am pushing you. Let's say this is me. Okay, I am pushing a block. How will you know that how much force I'm applying? I'll say, okay, it is 1 Newton, it is 2 Newton, okay, it is 5 Newton or 10 Newton, right? Just like distance, you are going 10 feet or 5 feet, or let's say you are running 100 meters or 200 meters. Similarly, we are quantifying force. We are saying that, okay, it gives us an idea that how much force you will need. Correct? Let us move on to the next slide. Okay, let's talk about effects of forces. What force can actually do? Force can do a lot of things. See, let us discuss them one by one. Okay, the force can move a stationary object. Force can either stop the moving object or can bring the moving object to rest. It can increase the speed or decrease the speed of an object. Force can also change the direction. Let's say something is going in a direction, in one direction. If you apply force from side, it is going to change the direction. Okay, and force can also change the shape and size of the object. Now, all of you are going to be giving me examples, okay, of all the five. I want all of you to give me examples where force can move a stationary object. An example in your day-to-day life, where force is moving a stationary object. Stationary object means object which is at rest. Okay, some force is going to create movement. Any example you can give? No? Okay, somebody has written. Okay, a table. Okay, yes. If you push a table, it is moving. Correct? So you are applying force and the table was at rest. So you're moving it, correct? Force can stop a moving object. Okay. Let's say you are, riding a bicycle. Bicycle is moving very fast. You have to apply brake and suddenly bring it to stop. So the brake is applying force, right? The brakes are making the cycle to come to a stop, correct? Similarly, force can increase or decrease the speed of an object. Let's say you are slowly cycling, okay, and you see the time, but okay, I have to reach home in the next 5 minutes. So what will you do? Tell me. If you're cycling very slowly, okay, you are listening to a music, okay, and you are cycling slowly, slowly, and suddenly your mom or dad calls you, like, okay, Soumya, Narendra, immediately come home. What will you do? You will pedal faster, right? Very simple. You will pedal faster. So the cycle is going to move faster. So who is making the cycle go faster? You. You are applying more force. You are applying more force to the pedal. That is why it is moving faster. Right. So force can also increase or decrease the speed of an object. You can, if you want to slow down the cycle, you can press the brakes. It is going to slow down. Force can change the direction of motion. Let's say you're playing football or tennis. Ball is coming from one direction. Okay. You can hit it in another direction. All of you must be watching IPL cricket, right? You are watching cricket or not, Panendra? There is a shot called cut shot. Have you heard? Cut. What is the meaning of cut shot? Square cut. Means the batsman is not hitting. The batsman is just opening the face of the bat, and the force is being applied in such a way that the ball is just coming, hitting the bat, and just changing direction. Nothing is done. Cut shot. Square cut. Getting my point? Okay. Similarly, force can change the direction of motion of an object. Yes. Force can also change the shape and size of any soft, squishy sponge. You can squish it and change the shape of it, right? Ball, you can also press it and you can change the shape of it. So what you're doing, you're applying force. So force has to be there in order for all of these things to happen. Clear, everybody? Okay. Now, effects of forces we discussed. Hmm. Now, another interesting topic. Okay. Contact force and non-contact force. Okay, scalar and vector quantity, that also we will discuss, don't worry. Let us first discuss contact force and non-contact force. One non-contact force we have already discussed, students, which is called as gravity. That we have already discussed. Okay, contact force means which you have to touch when two bodies have to be in touch. Okay, when two bodies have to be in touch in order for the force to be applied. That is called as contact forces. Physical contact, you are pulling something, you're pushing something, friction, those are all contact forces. Muscular force, you're lifting something, that means you're touching. Without touch, force cannot happen. But there are some forces which can happen without force, like gravity. Do you have do that? Does the earth has to touch the pen in order to pull it? Is the earth has to touch the pen or touch any object to pull it towards itself? No, it will automatically fall down. Similarly, how many of you have played with magnets? Raise your hands. Soumya, yes. Parendra, you also? Yes. So, magnetic force is a contact or non-contact force? It is a non-contact force because it is going to act from a distance. Let's say I have a magnet with me. Another magnet, if I bring, is it touching required for it to pull or push? No. From 1 centimeter or 2 centimeters, it is already going to attract it. So, magnetic force is not a contact force, it is a non-contact force. Okay? Clear, everybody? Now, what is this vector quantity return, students? Very important. This vector quantity, scalar quantity, you are going to be studying in 8th, 9th, 10th, everywhere. Okay, very interesting. Vector quantity and scalar quantity. Let me share my other screen. Okay, whiteboard where I can explain you. Okay, now what is the meaning of vector quantity? Okay, let quantities. Vector quantity and scalar quantity. What is the difference in between them? What is the meaning of it? Any idea? Have you has anybody heard about this vector quantity? Scalar quantity? No? I'll explain you. Very easy, very simple to understand. Now let's say, for example, I have two quantities. I have mass, okay, and I have force. These are two quantities or not? Mass we measure in what? Kg, grams and everything. Force we measure in what? Just now we studied. What is the unit of force? Quickly, quickly. Unit of force. Newton. Yes, Soumya. Newton. Just now we discussed. So these are all physical quantities. We can measure them. 1 Newton, 2 Newton, 5 Newton, 10 Newton. Similarly, 5 kg, 10 kg, 15 kg like that. So this numerical value, 5, 10, 15, that is called as magnitude. Okay. Now, let's talk about direction. Is it direction involved in case of mass? Is there any kind of sense of direction? No, no sense of direction. Let's say I'll say my mass is 75 kg. Is there any direction involved here? Does it make any sense? No. But if I say I'm applying a force of 15 Newton or 20 Newton, you will ask me, sir, okay, you are applying force of 20 Newton. But where? In which direction? North direction, south direction, east or where? Where? In which direction you are applying force? So direction and magnitude both are involved here in case of force. So what we discussed here is there are some quantities which have both magnitude also, magnitude means value, quantity, and direction. That is called vector quantity. It has both magnitude and direction. But scalar quantity, their direction doesn't make any sense there. Direction is not involved, does not make any sense. Like mass, what direction? I am 75 kg is 75 kg. Well, which direction? Doesn't no sense, right? So there is no sense of direction. Length, okay, also scalar. We'll discuss, don't worry. Only magnitude, no direction. Direction is not involved. Direction cross, not involved. Okay, let's for example here, I'll take vector quantity. Who is pressure is vector quantity, force vector quantity. Okay, scalar quantity, mass scalar quantity, length scalar quantity, length. Okay, I'll say that my pen is 15 centimeters. Are in which direction? Does it make any direction, any sense it is making? No, 15 centimeter, 15 centimeter. What direction? North, south, doesn't make any sense. What force I'm applying means, yes, I'll have to say some direction. Okay, I'm pushing this object towards north. I'm pulling this object towards east or south or this way or that way. Direction is involved. Clear, everybody? So force is a vector quantity. Vector quantity means quantities which have both value. Magnitude means value. Okay, magnitude means value. Okay, the numerical value. But scalar quantity, they only have magnitude, they don't have magnitude. Everybody clear or not? Panendra clear? Kamya clear? Okay. See, always make sure your concepts are clear. Deep understanding. Forget about questions. If you have deep understanding question, nobody can stop you from scoring marks. Okay. There will be no many people who try to mug up. Even I was one of them. Okay. I also used to mug up. Okay. Okay. I have to so much studies to do. I'll mug up and I'll pass in the examination. No, doesn't work. Once you have understanding, you don't have to study again. You will be it will be there in your head for your entire life. All right. Now let us move forward. What we were discussing. Hmm, yes. Huh. Often more than a single force acts on an object at one time. Is there any written rule that okay, here is one object and only one force will be applied? No. But many forces can be applied from all directions. Let's say, for example, there is a box and two or three people are pushing from either direction. Okay. I am pushing from here. This is me. And this is, let's say, this is someone. Okay. Now, if two or more forces are involved, then there is something called as a net force. Let's say uh, I am applying a force of 10 Newton towards right hand side, or let's say towards east, or let's say towards right hand side. Soumya is applying a force of, let's say, 5 Newtons towards western side. Who is going to win? I'll win, right? Because I'm stronger. What do you say? I'll win. Yes. See, whoever will win, who has a higher magnitude of force. Getting my point? There will be now a net force. There will be a net force. All of you have studied integers in mathematics. Integers, raise your hands if you studied integers. Remember number line? Who has studied number line? Number line, all of you? Yes? Okay. So if I go towards right 10 places, okay, and I go towards left 5 places, so where will I reach? Plus 5? Yes, plus 5. Right hand side, similar kind of thing we are going to be doing. Understood, everybody? Understood, Panandra? Yes, I can read your lips. Okay, what you're trying to say. All right. Anyways, so if I am applying a force of 10 newtons towards right, and Soumya is applying towards 5 newtons, obviously Soumya is going to lose, right? But what will be the net force? And in which direction? The box will move in which direction? Anybody? Box is going to move in which direction? Panendra, tell me. Box will move in which direction? Towards right or towards left? East. Panandra is saying east. Yes, correct. East, towards east. Okay. Now, what will be the net force? I am giving 10, okay, plus 10 towards right hand side, minus 5 towards left hand side. So eventually 5 newtons will be towards left hand side. Soumya understood? Simple number line. Understood, Soumya? Anything, any difficulty, ask me. Because these slowly we are going from concept towards mathematics. Okay, applying mathematics in physics. Okay, simple, very simple. Now, wherever direction is involved, we take plus or minus. Okay, towards the right hand side and towards left hand side. Towards right hand side, we take plus or minus. We take towards right hand side, we take what? Plus, yes, correct, plus. Towards left, we take minus. Okay, see, nobody has made this rule. Some scientist or mathematician, he did this, so that is what we are following. Okay, no, I say no, I will take left side as plus and right side as minus. In physics, that is also fine, no problem. I can take up as minus and down as plus. That is also fine. So plus and minus, actually, when you will see in physics, there is no such thing as plus or minus, positive or negative. Can you think, can minus 5 exist in real life? Can minus 5 exist in real life? Have you thought about it? You can, okay, there are 5 birds sitting on a tree, or there can be 2 birds or 3 birds. Can there be minus 5 birds? Is it possible? There can be 0 birds. 0 birds mean nothing. But can there be minus 1 bird or minus 2 bird? No, not possible. That is just in mathematics, theoretically we are using, it is not practical. Physics deals with practical life. Okay, whenever you see I am applying a force of minus 5 Newton, what is the meaning of minus 5 Newton? I'll say, Soumya, I am applying a force of minus 5 Newton. It means that I am applying 5 Newton, but towards left. I am applying 5 Newton, but towards left. Clear? Because minus indicates towards left, plus indicates towards right. Understood, everybody? Do not get confused plus or minus in physics. Always remember, again, concept. Always remember, there is no such thing as plus or minus in physics. There is always either one direction or the opposite direction. Towards right, we take plus, generally we take plus towards right and minus towards right. If a car is moving, or let's say I'm applying a force towards left, 10 Newton. I can write it in two ways. I can write it as minus 10 Newton, or I can write it as 10 Newton towards left. Both are correct. This is also correct. This is also correct. Everybody clear? Okay. Now, when forces act in same direction, the net force can be found by adding. Now, same question I'm giving. Another question, similar kind of question. Okay. Here, two people are pushing this now. Soumya is applying a force of 18 newtons and Penendra is applying a force of 22 newtons. What will be the net force and in which direction? Quickly, quickly calculate and tell me. What will be the overall? Net force means overall how much force is being applied on the box and in which direction? Easy. Calculation based question. Very simple common sense question. Hmm. Soumya is saying 40 newtons and towards, not on the right side. So towards the right side. Yes, correct answer. Penendra also 40 newton. No? Always remember students, N should be capital. Okay, that also I'll tell you. Very interesting. Okay, why we can't take small and why some units we write as small, why some units we write as capital. That also very interesting story behind it. Okay. Yes, both of you are correct. Now, since both of you are applying in the same direction, so both of these forces will be added. 18 newtons, 22 newtons, so plus that is equal to 40 newtons. Clear? Now, I'll change this question slightly. Okay. Now, Penindra is applying the same 22 newtons from the opposite side. Now, tell me the net force and it will be in which direction? Easy. Tommy has already given the answer. Good, good. Easy, very simple. Towards right 18, but towards left 22. So Penendra is going to win, obviously. Okay. And by how much extra he is applying force? 4 newtons, you have to subtract. All right. Whenever two forces are in opposite direction, you have to subtract the forces. And whoever force is greater, the box will move in that direction only. The box is going to move towards the left by 4 newtons. 4 newtons. Overall, 4 newtons will be there towards left. See, Soumya, you have already written negative force. See, either write minus 4 Newton or write 4 Newton towards left. Okay. Don't write minus 4 towards left. Okay. Doesn't make any sense. Yes. Penandra, see, if you're writing 4 Newton, you have to specify the direction also. If you're writing just 4 Newton, then you have to specify the direction. 4 Newton where? Towards left. Or even just write minus 4. If it is towards left, you can write minus. Everybody clear or not? Okay. Now, in the same scenario, last scenario, one is applying 10 Newton from here, the other one is also applying 10 Newton from there. Now, what will be the overall force? Now, will the box move or not move? Now, the net force will be what? Balanced here. It is called balanced. Net force will be 0. This side also 10, that side also 10. 10 minus 10 is 0. So, overall, 0 Newtons of force are being applied. Okay. Now, before we end the session, students, one last thing I wanted to tell you regarding units where we use small letter and capital letter. Okay. The units which are derived after scientists like Newton. Okay. Newton, Pascal. Okay. Celsius, degree Fahrenheit. Okay. These are all named. These are all units named after scientists. So these units will always be capital letters. Remember, we cannot write small letter as M. No. Okay, but those who have standard units like kg, kilogram, gram, those we will be writing as small letters. Kg as K small, G small, gram, G small, M, meter small, centimeter, C small, M small, both like that. So any unit which is derived, which is named after a famous scientist, those names, those units we have to write in capital. Clear? Okay. So I hope all of you enjoyed today's session, right? You got to learn something new. Okay, Soumya. Surendra, you can give a thumbs up. All right.
So I hope you guys have enjoyed. So quickly explain the class in one adjective in the chat box. And parallelly would like to share chat links once again. And if you have not enrolled yet, you can still enroll for the batch. This much time are we taking to mention one adjective about the class? Superb class. Okay, very nice. What about Soumya? Did you like it? The class was fun. Yes, I do. I hope this will be going to build an interest to you in science, right? Okay. All right, then what are you waiting for? I have pasted few chat links, which will be useful for you. So I want you to copy paste in your notepad and you can enroll for the batch. Okay. Till then, bye bye. Take care. Bye bye, everyone.